Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
What's going on? What's going on? What's good in the hood? This is Rap Delites, the only hip hop show in the world that you really want to be watching right about now. At my side right here is the host, Miss Smith, the lovely and talented Miss Smith. You also got the lovely and talented Toski over here. Lovely and talented. Look at the brother. He's
I'm
gorgeous.
MC Whispers here with the Lone Ranger, Clint Eastwood himself.
A 1-2.
Oh man, so we're gonna be talking about a variety of things. You know, we always talk about our favorite stuff, what we listening to during the week. We're gonna be talking about the Grammy situation since the Grammys is coming on, and we also gonna be talking about whatever the artist of the week is. You know what I mean? So we're gonna jump right into what we're listening to right now. We're gonna jump over here to my man Toski. What you into right now, Toski?
Well, what I'm listening to, first of all, I want to say that this podcast is serving like twofold. That I can share some shit I might know with you, and there's also an education for me. That a lot of these motherfuckers, like these new niggas, I have no clue who the fuck they are. I'm getting an education. It serves a purpose, but the long and short of it, I'm knocking that fucking 21 Savage. Oh. And the thing about 21 Savage, in light of him being in the news with this controversy of his deportation, I've been checking his shit. It just jumped in my radar. I said, let me find the fuck out. Prior to this, I didn't know 21 Savage from fucking 18 Savage. But the joint off of this joint that I'm motherfucking feeling, and I gotta say because I'm a crazy motherfucking 90s motherfucking hip hop dude, I am. That's me. I like this joint, that a lot shit. That shit works for me.
Because it has elements of like old school.
Come on now.
Because I was. It sounds like, because I mean, it sounds like on some Outkast type shit, like some like Dungeon Family type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Plus, they got J. Cole on there.
Yeah, which is
J. Cole always contributes a dope verse on everything. You know what I mean? Shout outs to J. Cole. And I never really fucked with 21 Savage.
A lot. Because
it gets lumped up in that whole mumble rapper thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Little Yachty's and the your boy Future ain't even a rapper to me though.
No.
Future ain't even a rapper to me. Little Yachty and what's the other boy? Uzi Vert. Yeah, Uzi Vert.
I ain't drop an album in like 2 years.
Who?
Uzi Vert.
Yeah, well, yeah, he talking about stopping. He's talking about stop rapping. He said he was quitting.
He did come out and say something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I
Like
mean?
he the greatest or something?
Well, that's that rock star mentality. He thinks he doesn't consider himself an actual rapper.
All these
He considers himself a rock star.
Yeah, he's a rock star.
Yeah. So but no, 21. I am loving this new song. I can't with these. I can't.
But
I'm loving that new 21 Savage song. But what we were saying earlier, he has come a long way lyrically.
Yeah.
I heard a freestyle from him. It was him, Blueface.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I heard that, John. Yeah.
I can't Blueface. I can't.
You don't fuck with Blueface?
I can't.
Yo, he's going through some. Yeah, he's going. Yeah.
It was him, Blueface, and 21 Savage. His verse was so whack. People still saying whack?
Yeah.
His verse was so whack. And then to hear this, and to hear his last album, it's like,
yeah, he's growing.
He's come a long way. Which, as rappers, you should.
See, but the thing about it, like I tell a lot of people, like our age, you know what I mean? We old as fuck, you know what I mean? And I tell a lot of people our age, these new dudes, their music, like they didn't go through the same process the artists we listened to went through.
And what process is that?
Like the whole demo process, shopping the demo with record labels.
Right.
These are internet dudes.
Sampling.
Right.
Yeah.
They have it much easier.
Everything that the artists of our generation went through, it basically was a precursor to the what to do and what not to do.
And it was a humbling experience for them as well. I don't think...
Peep game though. You put your song on, you sitting in your studio on a Friday night, you do a song, you put it on the internet, on YouTube or whatever like that, and motherfuckers start feeling it. You get 1,000, 2,000, a million hits on it. You know what I mean? Now you're a star. They didn't have that back then.
No. Hell
You
no.
had to shop your shit and send it there and get it to a record label, then get it to a radio station, and then see those. So these dudes, what we listened to, like 21 Savage's first couple songs that you heard, and in our perspective, they were demos.
Right.
They were his demos. That was him starting off trying to rhyme, trying to get stuff done. Only difference is he could put it right out there on the internet.
Right.
Right.
As opposed to somebody like Big Daddy Kane, you didn't hear those records.
Oh no.
Right,
Nah.
right.
This
You
shit
know what I
didn't
mean?
exist.
You heard him after he was polished and after he was done and he was primo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when you heard our people.
Sure.
These dudes, you hearing all the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why you could look at somebody like 21 Savage now and be like, damn, that's dope. Because you're listening to the progression of 21 Savage. Now you're listening to a guy that's 2-3 albums in, which the 2 first albums were like demo tapes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you heard their demos and like, that shit is trash. You're like an A&R listening to a demo.
21
You know what I mean?
Savage reminds me, as I was listening to this project, it reminds me of NWA. Now, I don't know if this nigga was out there killing a lot of people or shooting a lot of people or selling a lot of weed or whatever. I don't fucking know that. I know motherfuckers sold weed just as well as you. The thing is, lyrically, I heard some shit that was lyrical to his degree. You know what I'm saying? It is entertaining. It's very entertaining, you know, but there's some joints that you're like, okay, I can do without this, do without this. Okay, I'll perk up for this joint. This joint is rocking. But us being from our era and our generation, I believe this. The music of our generation was our expression for our time. We should fly the flag of the music for when we were coming of age. But I believe that I don't need to disqualify the music of my generation just to qualify for the music of this generation. There's a bridge that we need to connect, and there's somebody that's driving a wedge between the generations that we need to cut that fucker out.
Yeah.
I actually think it's the young guys that have been driving that wedge sometimes. A lot of them I've heard have come out. No, I've heard a lot of the younger rappers come out and talk down or hype themselves up and say I'm the best rapper of all time.
Well, that's always been a rap.
Like things like that.
That's
And
always
it's like
been a
you
rap.
can't
That's
discount.
a staple
you
in
can't
MCing.
discount those that came before you.
I don't think they
I don't
know.
if that was so much a staple in MCing because
It
back
always
in the
was.
day you did that, but you did it because it was a small group. It was a small group of you. So whoever you're saying that to, that person was in your circle. That person was rapping along. That was your competition.
Cass was on the same record saying they was the dopest MC. You supposed to.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
No, I
My
think
thing,
so,
my
no,
thing,
I
my
think
thing.
so.
I think it's a generational gap, and these young dudes. You know what I mean? The old heads got on some shit.
Oh, he's dead.
They got on some
We
shit.
did.
We got on some shit.
I did.
Some hip hop shit. Y'all ain't doing this. Y'all ain't doing that. It's supposed to be done like that. It's almost just like how what New York got with everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This
when
is
New
a
York
fact.
got with the South, how
Facts.
New York got
Right.
with the West
Right.
Coast, New York got on some shit. You know what I mean? And it got to a point where the people was like, man, fuck y'all.
And when you-
Hammer had the MC Hammer. And people can shit on Hammer all you want, but Hammer took a fucking stand and said, fuck New York. And not necessarily fuck New York. He said, so what?
And then he said, "Oh,
Yeah, that was the bullshit Hammer. But turn this mother out, get it started.
Yeah, I can't front.
Them
That was my
shits was
shit.
bangers.
Right.
It
for what
wasn't.
they were.
Right.
Even at the time,
Yeah.
I came around to it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to feel. I wasn't
Yeah.
hearing that. I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling that shit.
He
Right.
took a stand, and that's the same way I feel as these young dudes doing. They're like, yo, all right, we don't rap like that. So what?
Right.
This is a new twist. It's a new wave. It's
And
a
they
new
got that
vibe.
right. They
You know
got
what I mean?
that
Yeah,
right.
everybody got that right.
But if you're gonna call yourself an MC and step in the arena, and I come at you like you a fucking MC,
Yeah, then you gonna
stand the fuck up
stand the fuck
like
up.
a fucking MC.
A lot of them
Did
can't.
this-
a lot
No,
of
they
them
can't, they
freestyle.
can't, they
A lot
can't.
of them can't.
Nah, they can't do that.
freestyle. A lot of them are. Yeah.
A lot of them dudes, they just like I said, they're doing demos. They just want to just have fun and do their little thing, get a couple little broads.
Auto
You know
tune
what I mean?
some shit.
Yeah,
And
and-
just to kind of fly under the radar and hope that they can at least get one track to hit. And you know what I mean? People kind of know.
One more thing to add, not to cut you. One more thing to add in that regard. It goes both ways. Each generation got to shoulder responsibility in that. Our generation got to shoulder the responsibility that we helped set a this same precedent that this new generation received. We put that in motion.
Yeah.
So we got to eat that.
Yeah.
the younger generation, now that they coming of age and they got microphones, they able to man stages and microphones in the ears of youth from pole to pole, and both motherfucking all equators, meridians, whatever.
That's profanity, Ty.
They got each. I
like
know.
cosmic profanity.
I know. They
like galactic.
motherfuckers just gotta be
You just said
responsible.
that shit over my head.
But it's everybody's just seeing their own shit, their own perspective, and not seeing the whole.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main things I wanted us to be able to do with this show is to be able to incorporate everybody, and not because we have to for ratings or for views or whatever like that, but because motherfuckers got their own dope to put on shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You should.
Yeah.
This generation got something to say, and I perk up when these little niggas got something to say.
Absolutely.
If they carrying the same narrative, I was in jail, I sold weed, I sold drugs, I tune the fuck out.
I was in jail.
You can relate.
So what you fucking with, Miss Smith? Anything new?
No, I like the new J. Cole. I fell in love, not J. Cole, excuse me, because I just love
You
J.
just
Cole.
love
I just
fucking
love
J. Cole. The J. Cole person over here.
Uh,
J. Cole, would you
which
answer
I'm mad,
her your
but
DMs?
we'll get to this later.
Would you answer your DMs?
The whole Grammy debacle, why he is not, why he is not nominated, but we'll get to that later.
Uh-huh.
But no, I like the new 21 Savage. I like a lot. I fell in love with the video. It's like Black Excellence, came out Black History Month. It's like, you know, it's like speaks volumes. I really like it. I don't know. A lot of people had mentioned that ICE kind of came at him because of a few of his lyrics from this song, where he kind of touches base on.
He could.
Yeah.
And before the show started, me and Ty had that conversation about like his record coming out and Ice thing, whatever like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, it could be some something there. You know what I mean? You
Right.
never know.
Yeah.
And if this man is being persecuted for standing up for utilizing his voice, I signed a petition.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
signed 10,000 petitions. I don't
signed
understand
a
why
petition
this man is being locked down for
this
23
morning.
hours a day,
Right.
out for 1 hour a day for violating a visa violation where he actually had put this in 4 years ago and it's been on hold. Like, I don't understand that.
My
the notion is like...
No, I think, you know, something that's crazy. I mean, we talk about the music and everything like that, but who the fuck knew he was British?
Yo. So what? I'm hearing conflicting stories. Did he come over here at 13 or did he come over here at 5?
At 7, I heard.
Do it fucking matter.
Okay.
He been here since 7.
Creating a legend.
Yeah.
I
He went
mean,
back for
Maybe he
like a
orchestrated
year
this shit himself.
And that was
listen,
it.
And now we got
Slick
this.
Rick is
How was
from
he
the
able to go back
UK.
though if he didn't have if he was illegal?
Slick Rick is from the UK, but it was common knowledge. Everybody knew that, even though he lived in New York City, he repped New York City. Everybody knew Slick Rick was from over there. Like, this motherfucker didn't give you any kind of fucking indication. Like, hey, Mike.
No.
There was
Nothing.
Like
None of that shit.
I really thought this was another, again, Milli Vanilliism. I thought this man had came from the UK like 2 years ago. Like the way they made it seem when the report broke. I thought he came like 2 years ago.
He just got some crayons and put some cats on his face and shit like that.
Talking
That's
about
funny.
talking about blokes.
Yeah,
Bullets.
exactly.
Bullets.
Exactly.
Oh
You know,
my God.
Him,
So,
Moni Love, you know, I'm like, what?
yeah,
What's
see,
going on here?
Moni was another one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you knew that. So everybody's bumping the 21 Savage and everything.
What you
like that.
listening to?
I am listening to my man. Shout out to Podcast Poppy.
The N.O. Yo.
Yo, I didn't even know this shit was out. What the fuck was this, Nori? What was this? What was this, bro? Like, I'm fucking with this Nori John. You know what I mean? It got jams on it. It got fucking. I mean, he rhyming. And him and Fat Joe back.
It got some hooks on there. Remember, you was looking
Put
for
my face back
you was
in
looking for
hip-hop.
some dance
This shit right
music.
here.
Put my face
Remember,
back
he was
in
looking for some dance music last week from the K-Slay joint.
Yeah,
You got some
but
joints
this shit
on
right
there.
here-
This shit right here, yo, I'm quaking this shit.
This John, the Johns with Joe on there, fucking, mwah,
Yeah.
mwah, absolutely fucking
Yeah.
fabulous, man. The only thing he could have did on here that could have been some real Podcast Poppy. The only thing he could have done on here that would have fucking really put the fucking crown on the jewel on some Boricua Puerto Rican shit is if he would have threw Cardi on the John. If he could have got Cardi on the John, that would have been some other. Like, if you would have had a John with Joe, Nori, and Cardi, that would have not only.
I thought the same shit.
That would have not only put this
I can hold
album
you.
on another stratosphere.
Yeah.
It would have put Cardi and a fucking whole different fucking playing field as far as hip hop
Aren't
is
they,
concerned.
aren't they from Brooklyn?
Cardi is from the Bronx.
Yeah, and Joe is from the Bronx.
Joe's from the Bronx. And
they might have reached out to her, maybe just
Yeah, it might be a remix.
I can't see
Might be
that
a remix
actually
coming.
not being in somebody's.
I need
training
Joe
class.
and Cardi at least.
Yeah.
At the least.
Yeah.
I need Joe and Cardi. Y'all, if y'all listen to this, if y'all get it when it is, Cardi and Joe, y'all need a joint.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love Remy Joe, but I need you with a Cardi joint. Barriqua, baby.
No, the Nori joint is a banger, man.
Yeah.
I found it difficult to take that shit out.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. That was a good joint, and I just discovered where is it at? I'm queuing it up. The new Wiz Khalifa joint.
Oh, I didn't
Oh,
even
yeah,
know
we
that was
listened
out.
before I
Oh.
got it. Came out today.
I didn't even know that
It
came out
today.
today. You supposed to be.
I was
I just
grooving
I was
coming
getting
in.
that when I was getting ready, I just peeped it. The new Wiz Khalifa Currency joint 2009, dope as shit.
I ain't think you was into that though.
Nah, I
think
never
you was
really
into
fucked with Wiz Khalifa though. I thought he was. I didn't when he first came out. I didn't fuck with Black and Yellow. I thought he was a one-hit wonder. I
I
didn't
never
fuck with
thought he was a
that.
one-hit wonder.
I didn't fuck with that. But when
He
he
was in Pittsburgh when that came out.
yeah, that's why I didn't like it because I didn't like fucking Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh stunk. Me and Sam was living in Pittsburgh. Well, he was literally living there. I was there for like a month.
So you was in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, our job had us out there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So he was out there like living. I was out there for like a month, and it sucked. Me and Sam went to the strip club, and it was boring. Remember that night?
You could find a strip club in Pittsburgh.
And it was boring. It was boring. I ain't never been bored in the strip club. They had like 3 chicks there. Nobody had ass. Nobody had an ass.
Nobody.
I
No,
went to the
thank
wrong
you.
strip club. That's
It
what that was.
was the
I
wrong
went to the one
fucking
down on the corner.
the wrong motherfucking
And we was in
city.
the hood. We was in the hood.
There you go.
The crazy thing about Pittsburgh is they country.
All
Because
right.
it's Midwestern.
I've had a lot of girlfriends that went to Pitt, but
You was out there too, Shay?
Because
You was out there too?
yeah, Sam was out there because it's close to the Midwest. You hit Pittsburgh is on the edge of Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania,
but
yeah.
then you cross the river and now you're in Ohio.
Yeah.
And
Or
Ohio,
West Virginia.
yeah,
Or
West Virginia.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
completely.
You know what I
country.
mean?
That's completely.
And then once you in
Yeah.
Ohio, you almost in Detroit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all that area and all that shit. So it's like Midwestern. You know what I mean? So they got a country drawl to them. You know what I mean? So I'm
guess
living out
maybe.
there. I'm staying out there, and them chicks, I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? I'm like, fuck is you?
Don't fret.
But nah, I fuck with the Wiz Khalifa joint and the currency. The Wiz Khalifa Currency collaboration is dope. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna listen to
Dope
that.
ass joint. You
On
know
the
what I
way
mean?
on the way home, I'm gonna listen to
Yeah.
that. I'm so mad.
Just
I
as a
ain't know
quick
it was out.
drop, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it's not new. It actually came out in 2002, and that's Large Professor's album, the LP.
Oh, the LP.
Yeah, I wasn't up on it at the time. My mind was in different places. You know, I got a story.
Hold that for next time.
Indeed. But this fucking album, it speaks to my heart because this is just one of the legends from our era. You know what I mean? And
When did
it's
you say
just
this came out? 2000.
2002, The Lost Professor, the LP. And
Yeah,
it's
Large
fucking
Professor.
phenomenal.
All right, so,
What do you think about that new that little Nicki freestyle that dropped? Yeah.
Me and Nikki.
You have a love-hate relationship with her
I
like
got a
I
love-hate
do?
relationship
I have a
with
love-hate
Nicki.
I
relationship.
like that little
with
mixtape she put out.
I got a love-hate relationship with
I
Nicki
got a
Minaj.
love-hate relationship
I
with
like
Nicki.
Nicki,
Yeah.
but I need Nicki to not be a pop star anymore. You know what I mean? I need you in the shit.
She want pop money.
Yeah, I did. You can always have pop money. Pop
And
money
Nick-
always gonna be there.
That's why I felt like she came for Cardi because Cardi started
Yeah,
breaking in that pop money.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
was-
And see, that
originally
pop
Nicki.
money is good,
That's
but
that good money. That's when you know
but
to an artist
but the
that
thing
you're
about
trying
pop
to
money is
elevated.
it's no that it's fickle. Pop artists, pop audiences are fickle,
Yes, they are.
and you could be the shit today, and then tomorrow you're fucking chalk. Nobody's
Especially-
fucking with you. You know what I mean?
Especially
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
it's not pop. There's some
Yeah,
different shit.
and then
Right.
so you want to keep your core. You want to feed your core. That's why I said if Cardi would have did a joint with Fat Joe and Nori, that would have kept her core.
I believe you. I agree
You know
with
what
you.
I
I
mean?
think
That
that
would've
would have
kept
put
her
her
fucking core.
in a whole nother
You know
level.
what
I
I
think
mean?
she would have gained some more street
She,
cred.
first
I think
of all,
she would have.
Fat Joe's a fucking legend.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's living.
Yeah.
He's a
You know what
legend
I mean?
from New York
Yeah,
to
he's a
Miami.
legend from New York. He's a living legend.
Yeah.
He's still making hits. He's not like some old dude. He's done. You know what I mean? He's still making hits. You know what I mean? And he's still relevant. Mm-hmm. So if she do a joint with Joe, listen, Cardi, what's her real name?
You got me, baby.
I forget her fucking running, but college or something like that. I whatever.
Oh, you're never gonna get me to say that.
I need. Oh, did you see her her bazaar spread?
Oh my god, absolutely beautiful. Baby, I made it. Like Mama, I made it.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And literally, I mean, it was one of the best covers I've seen. I actually about to put it on my page. I have a fashion blog. Put it on my page because she killed it. She killed it.
Yeah. Shout out to Cardi B.
Just when I thought she couldn't get any better, like that was an amazing cover.
Yeah, it's a great spread.
The spread was great.
All right, we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna be back with more of this Rap Delites stuff. All right.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Welcome back to Rap Delites, the only show in the world where you talk about true hip hop. You know what I mean?
Hey now.
True hip hop in its core. You know what I mean? We're gonna get into, since we talk about true hip hop, we're gonna get into the Grammys. We're gonna get into the Grammys. The Grammys are this weekend. Yeah.
It's like a conundrum.
We're gonna get into the Grammys. And the artists that are nominated, we're going to get into the nominees. The nominees for this year's Best Rap Album of the Year are as follow. We got Invasion of Privacy, Cardi B.
Hype about that one. Yes. I think it's well deserved.
Swimming, which is Mac Miller, God rest Mac Miller, his album.
I don't know about that one.
Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle, which was an awesome album. I listened to that for like a week.
I cannot believe.
Forgot what I was doing.
I can't even believe that was nominated.
I
can't believe that was nominated.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle. Daytona, Pusha T.
Hey!
Pusha T, push. Yeah, I mean. And Astro World, Travis Scott, commonly known as Kendall Jenner's boyfriend, baby father.
It has some.
I fucked with Travis Scott's album though.
I did
fuck with Travis Scott's album. I can't front on Travis. I front on Travis Scott, but I can't front on Travis Scott's album.
See, here's the thing with that.
Because he just did the Super Bowl and everything like that.
And here's the thing with that. I feel like in my older age that I have been, before when I was younger.
How old are you again?
Mind your business. See, that's how that black gets started, all right? You're asking a woman her age.
Shots fired.
21 till infinity. So I feel like with like being older now. When I was younger, I used to look at artists. I didn't look at artists. I looked at this song. I looked at however it was being dropped. If I liked it, I liked it. Now it's kind of to a point that I'm kind of looking at your character as a person. Like, what do you stand for? Like, what are you preaching? What are you singing? What are you rapping?
Say
it.
I
mean? Exactly. Like, it's different for me now than it was for me back then. So, if you are given this opportunity to stand up for a cause and you decline and you know what I mean? I feel so differently towards Travis Scott right now, especially
with the whole Super Bowl shit.
Especially knowing that he came out, made a statement, and said that he had actually spoke with
Colin Kaepernick, and he said it was
really
okay.
Never even happened. Like,
yeah, that's sucker shit.
So he a rat.
That's sucker shit.
Of course, that's what the fucking that's what the Grammy stands for.
Yeah.
Of course, he would go on a Grammy show because he's a fucking rat. He's gonna take a rat award, a look I sold out award. And be on stage and show his fucking teeth.
And it doesn't look good that you did that And you're a Kardashian.
And you're a Kardashian. Yeah, you're laying with a Kardashian.
Fucking right. 3 strikes you out.
I mean, look, everybody's blaming the Kardashians on the rise and fall of Kanye right now. You got to, I mean, it is what it is.
I think Kanye dug his own grave, but you know.
How many niggas?
Nah, I feel like mental illness really played a part.
Well,
When his mom passed, he never really physically got over
Kanye.
it.
That ain't Kim.
Yeah.
You can't go giving Kim that work. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was him. He was already on some shit.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
I can't go blaming Kim and
Right.
Chris and all them for
Right.
Kanye.
But it's just not a good look. And even for Travis Scott, I like Kylie Jenner. She's a boss. She's doing big things. I mean, I can't front this young girl. I cannot front
she's doing
her.
her thing.
But I feel like that was a very poor choice. And I feel like he should have did a little better. You know, sometimes you gotta look. You was getting way too much money. I'm sure your tour yielded millions of dollars. Like you could have that was nothing that you really needed.
I remember fucking with this album, but and your perspective, I dig your perspective on it. But
this Travis Scott right here.
This is Travis Scott right here.
That's it. I can't. It's sorry.
I don't doubt it.
The Sycamore.
About the Grammys. Being from the 80s and with to have like every Grammy Awards show back in the 80s, Michael Jackson, everybody that was hitting, it was a fucking event.
Yeah.
Then coming of age as hip hop started to gain more prominence, that took hold, and then you wanted to see. Now I wanted to see my favorite rappers on the show. Mm-hmm. Why my favorite rappers that got a dope jam is this rocking? I'm not seeing it on the show. I didn't know about the specs and the criteria to get a Grammy. All I know is that these motherfuckers got something that's hitting, but I'm not seeing them on the show.
You're not seeing them on the
show.
So
with that, the Grammys, with the advent of hip hop being recognized, I forget what year that was.
When the first Grammy, I think that was 90, 80, 90,
yeah,
85. I believe. Let me get actual facts when we get back to it.
With the Grammys introducing or
89
recognizing
89
yes because
1989
because the album in question, He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, was released in 1988.
88 yeah.
So with the so-called prestigious award recognizing this culture and then refusing to televise it and honor these award winners during the ceremonies, I checked the fuck out. I was done, and this pushed me in post 1988, 1999. This established the underground in hip hop. That's where I went, and that's where a new fucking life was.
Ain't that where the Dirty Bookbaggers hang out at?
Yes, it did.
Underground, where it's dirty.
That era also established the Source Awards.
Sure.
BET Awards.
Well, I think the Source Awards.
That kind of stuff.
I think that became later because it was ours.
Being identified properly.
Come on now.
In the Grammys, we were not being. You want some? Get some.
So, and with that perspective, and with hip hop being what it is now, and you got all these millionaires in hip hop, what do y'all feel about like a title award?
I think a title award would be warranted. I mean,
something like that. You know, what I mean, with Jazzy having ownership of title and him being one of the most prominent artists out there.
I actually could see something like that.
Something
like
like
it's
that
not
coming
too
down the
far
pipe.
fetched for me to be like, nah.
Something like that.
And him having said it in one of his tracks,
But will it hold the same weight as a Grammy?
Sure.
And who?
But we don't have to measure up to this Grammy. We can tell them to take that that chronograph, that gramophone, which is actually called, and shove it up your fucking ass. We don't need it.
And ultimately, it could be a thing just like back when in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s when everybody was trying to get a record deal. Record companies don't mean shit too much anymore.
They don't.
You know what I mean? So
they don't.
Just like the record companies don't mean shit
Independent
anymore.
artists are
the Grammys
killing it.
could eventually come to a point where they don't really mean nothing. You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I mean?
That award affected signings back in the day.
Yeah.
It affected radio play. Yeah. Which garnered major money.
When you got your next, if you won a Grammy, that next time you went to go get your next contract, that was some big money coming. Like with Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill was about to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you were African American and you won a Grammy, that put you in a whole nother atmosphere.
Yeah, because everybody got to see you. It was
but it was far few and in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just
being on that R&B charts versus that pop chart.
Yeah.
It's different. It's night and day.
And then what
globally
year,
versus
what year did they recognize hip hop in the Grammys?
89.
That was 89. Okay.
Yeah, but
All
they
right.
didn't televise the broadcast.
And they really didn't
just gave
recognize
it-
That was one of the ones they did during the commercial break. Are you serious?
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
televise
Like
it.
the opera section?
Yeah.
Right. The dude to hold the camera.
Lucky I wasn't old enough back then.
The dude to hold the camera.
Well, they boycotted that.
You gotta
didn't they?
ask
They
him.
boycotted that. Well, they didn't boycott. They boycott.
Protested it.
The artists didn't show up to the event.
Yeah, it was Salt and Pepper was in there.
Yeah. I think,
And they should.
yeah,
Come on,
yeah. Like fuck that.
But
You're not
you
gonna
gotta
show us.
understand back then, the cultural differences in our society was just like.
My thing was like Carlito with that champagne with Benny from Blenny Blanco.
Send it
back. Send it back. We don't need your award. We just took our ball and went home.
Do you
So-
feel like we've come a long way since then? With with
Well, I think that hip hop is a dominant force in the music, and it's the dominant force in the
is.
music
It's
industry.
eclipsed everything.
You know what I mean? You can't turn on nobody's song without hearing an influence of the hip hop culture in it. I don't give a fuck if it's fucking what's that little chick, Taylor Swift, anybody. You know what I mean? You can hear hip hop
They got
influences
gospel rap.
in their culture.
They do.
I mean, in their
There is
music,
actually
you can
one
hear the
song I like.
culture in their music. So I mean, it's so big that you can't shut it out, and that's what I think a lot of hip hop heads and stuff get mad when they watch the Grammys and stuff. They get mad because
I don't see myself in it.
yeah, you
don't
see
represent
yourself-
me.
But at the same time, your music is the biggest music.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Taylor Swift is cool.
But they not coming to recognize.
You know what I mean?
They
But
not coming to recognize.
Taylor
Right.
Swift is cool, but you know what I mean? That's some little girl shit. Some little girl sitting in suburbia, sitting in a little pink room type shit.
She not
you know
putting
what
no
I mean?
spec on the culture.
She's not putting her on the culture, but at the same time, that same girl is listening to Taylor Swift when she go out to the party. She listening to Cardi. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So Cardi shouldn't be pushed into a box
No.
when she's the top of the culture. You know what I mean?
So you
And
saying that she should be nominated in the same category that
as
Taylor
best
Swift is?
album of the year?
Yeah, I can see that.
I think. I listen. I listen.
In every regard, I'm not mad at where it is now.
Yeah.
Because it's come a long way. And we talking about the impact, at ground zero is more intense the further you go away from
Yeah.
from ground zero. That's where we at now. Everybody's getting a taste of the culture.
So listening to these albums, Invasion of Privacy, Swimming, Victory Lap, Daytona, Astro World, Cardi B's album was probably the biggest album out of all of those albums. Not probably, it is the biggest album out of all of those albums nominated for hip hop.
It's more recognized.
Well,
listen. It's more recognized.
This motherfucker, she had like 5 hit records on that one. It was like on some Michael Jackson type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Remember when Michael Jackson had
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
it was on some shit like that. She had Bodak Yellow, which was fucking huge.
I think she's a marketing and
But
promotional
what I'm,
genius.
but what I'm saying, those songs was bangers. Motherfuckers was like, I was playing them. I was playing them. I was playing Bodak Yellow. I like it.
Really?
No, I wasn't playing. I like it.
no.
But I like it was a jam.
Don't retract.
No, but it was
Yeah.
a jam, like, cause she had that Spanish thing going on. So they was playing that shit in the bodegas, they playing in the poppy stores and all that shit. She had Be Careful, which she did Saturday Night Live and all that kind of shit like that. It was just she's not a great artist. I mean, she's not a great lyricist.
Right.
You know that. But the album was produced like a motherfucker. They produced the shit out of that fucking album.
Now, I believe that, and I wholeheartedly, and that's a fact. 1992, KRS-One on the Sex and Violence album, that song called "Here's How Not to Get Jerked." He said, the third verse of this particular track, it said, "Rap is rebellious music. Therefore, only the rebels should use it. When pop artists abuse it, when people hear real rap, they boo it." See, hip-hop is a culture. Everyone outside of that culture is a vulture. So when the vultures abuse the culture, and here we go, it was hence the phrase "culture vulture" was coined right then and there. And that's what we have and what we're still dealing with to a major degree.
So are
is
you calling
people.
Cardi B a culture vulture?
No. What I'm saying just is a whole scope of everything
But
when
some
we
people
talk
have
about
I
culture.
have heard people call her that because of her Latino background. I have heard.
But
people say that.
Latinos were always there.
No, I'm
have
not
heard her
calling
say
her
Is that because
Yeah. I know you're not.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Yeah, but that's bullshit. That's
heard
bullshit.
that.
Anybody that said that is don't know what they talking about.
Like, Latinos and blacks,
Don't
that's
shoot
one
the
in the
messenger.
same.
No,
like,
no.
Yeah.
That's
we
absurd.
would like to think that. However, let's.
When it comes to hip hop,
Yeah, when it comes to
When it
hip
comes
hop.
to hip-hop,
Yeah, when it comes to hip hop.
When it comes to hip-hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to meet that person.
Yeah, because that's some bullshit. Because Cardi,
Yeah.
I mean, Cardi isn't, she's an ex-stripper. She stripped in strip clubs in the hood. You know what I mean? She wasn't like it's cheerleaders or some shit like that.
I don't think
come
they
from
had
a
any.
corporate
Yeah, no shit like that.
We know, and then that's
She
why
a
she's
regular
so popular
chick.
because she's so regular.
She a regular
and
chick.
The internet
Selling hoe
fell
culture.
in love with this woman.
You know what I mean?
She still
Because
live
she's
home with her
so-
grandma.
But what I'm saying, she ain't doing nothing but
Cardi,
she's
Cardi,
doing
shut your name
nothing
up.
different from what Kim, Foxy, and Nicki did. She's not as good as them lyrically, but she's selling the same culture.
Well, don't tell Nikki that because Nikki came at her.
I don't care about Nicki. I don't care about Nicki. She's selling the same culture. That same I sit on your face and then it's all the same stuff. It's the same culture.
You're right, it is.
As 50 Cent called it whole culture. It's whole culture.
Tell 50 Cent. First of all, now
I fuck with 50
I'm
Cent.
not a
Don't you
fan of
ever.
50 Cent,
Don't you
alright?
ever.
So-
Don't you ever.
we can have it out because I'm not a fan of 50 Cent.
Listen, 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
50 Cent is the only.
I endorse 50 Cent.
Listen here.
First of all,
Where's the
get me
camera?
off this
Listen,
set.
where's the camera? Where's the camera? Let me tell you. 50 Cent is the only hip hop artist in history that single-handedly ended another hip hop artist's career for good.
Who's that, Ja Rule?
For good. For
Boys,
good.
all his music.
For good.
I endorse 50 Cent.
And no one sees, sees Petty Level on the 100 here, right? No one sees it.
I've never seen anybody end somebody's career like that.
At what point?
I've heard battles.
At what point
I've
do
seen
we tell
battles.
this grown man, okay, enough is enough? At what point?
That's between him and whoever.
I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about the shit
petty
he has
shit.
going on with his children.
Well,
like,
that's
come on, man.
that was besides the point. But that fucking
How's that besides the point? That embodies who 50 Cent is.
because Get Rich or Die Trying was an awesome album.
Oh my god.
It was an awesome fucking album.
Movie better.
I like the
Thank
movie
you,
too,
Sam.
and the movie
Thank
was
you,
good.
Sam.
And the movie
I
was
don't
good.
like 50 Cent the rapper.
Yes, yes.
I like
Agree to
no.
disagree.
I like
50 Cent the person.
I like
Agree
50
to
Cent the
disagree.
person. I like Get Rich or Die Trying. I like Get Rich or Die Trying the movie. And I like the fact that this guy came on the scene and totally obliterated a dynasty. Like Murder Inc. was you couldn't turn on the radio.
First of all,
You couldn't turn on the radio.
I dislike 50 Cent so much.
Murder Inc. eclipsed Puffy. They eclipsed Puffy. They were like, they shit, like Puffy was the shit in Bad Boy. But then, like, Murder Inc. came on in and got rid of Puffy.
I can't get rid of
told
him.
you that I won't stop.
And
I
he got
can't.
rid of fucking and then 50 Cent came along
won't
and
stop.
totally just like, yo, you're done there. And they couldn't even put a record out after that.
Yeah, I can't.
I've never seen that happen.
I can't co-sign this. I
Okay,
can't. I
that's
don't
fine.
like 50s.
That's fine.
Wait,
That's
wait,
fine.
When they
wait.
killed
At
him
a
all
time-
from power, that was the best day of my life. All right?
Hey, I wanted him
You
to
got
live.
you got to
No,
embrace 50
Shoot
Cent.
him up.
You got to embrace 50.
Yo.
You gotta
You gotta tell
embrace
me
50
Ja Rule
Cent.
would be in malls and people would be up on the next level and be hollering down.
G-Unit! G-Unit! Yeah!
Yeah,
Listen,
He couldn't
I've
come
never,
out his out.
listen,
And
I've never,
I used to like him. That's the bad thing about it.
I've never seen anything like that
Before
happen
his
in hip-hop.
antics in recent years just
Well, the
kinda threw
antics
me some,
are
like,
to compensate for the lack of
Lack of
records
what?
being put out. The lack of
It
records.
don't
being
matter.
put
to stay
This man's
relevant.
Yeah,
putting
you
out
stay
way more
relevant,
stuff.
and that's what the antics
He's
are for.
putting out way more things than
Yeah, but they
records.
weren't as good as that fucking Get Rich or Die Trying. That Get Rich or Die Trying was massive.
Nah, that shit was everywhere.
That was massive.
Super fan.
I'm a fan of that album. Super fan of that album.
That's reasonable doubt.
Yeah, that was absolutely.
Dr. Dre was all over
That was
that.
who Reasonable Doubt.
That was 50 Cent's
50
Reasonable
Cent.
Doubt.
And you gotta
That
remember-
was 50 Cent's
Okay,
Illmatic.
all right, okay.
That was 50
all right.
Cent's Illmatic.
I will
Reasonable Doubt.
co-sign that.
Okay.
Dr. Dre was all over that.
Yeah,
You gotta remember
yeah.
that.
That wasn't my Reasonable Doubt, but I will
Yeah.
co-sign that was his.
Yeah. Okay. So
All right, we're giving him
We-
enough.
we're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back with more Rap Delites.
25 cents.
I didn't say that, Fitty. I don't want you dissing me on Twitter.
10 cents.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
Rap Delites is back. We're going to get into the artist of the week, which is world-renowned, Philly-raised, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. It was his hip-hop group, or hip-hop duo from West Philadelphia, Winfield to be exact.
These motherfucking icons, yo.
Winfield to be exact, you know what I mean? With the MC, commonly known to you folks as Will Smith, but we knew him as the Fresh Prince.
Prince. Fresh Prince.
DJ, Jazzy, Jeff Towns, and they met up in the 80s. They were both trying to make a name in the local Philly scene, and they were also accompanied by another brother that less known, Ready Rock C, who was a part of the crew.
Original member.
You know what I mean?
Where you going to?
Originally, he wasn't officially credited as a part of the duo, but he definitely was a part of the crew. The group received the first Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance for their hit single, Parents Just Don't Understand. They also received their second Grammy, for their biggest hit, which was Summertime. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Where you stand on Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Todd? Ski?
In my lifetime, because it's for me.
In my lifetime.
Like, it's personal for me. Like back in that day, I mean, you could fucking actually see these dudes.
Yeah.
And that did more to leave an everlasting imprint of hip-hop for me, because the rappers I can hear on my radio or spin their records, I can go outside and see these dudes. And we saw a lot of Will and Jeff in that 86, 87, 88 time frame. You know, living on in West Philly at the time. Will's grandmother lived on 54th Street. I lived at 53rd and Master. So you would see Will in the neighborhood. When this album was hot and it was pumping, it was current, you would see Will just driving around the neighborhood in a red IROC, not this one. With a Heezy DJ, not this one. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Heezy DJ, I'm the rapper, was current.
He was in Cali by then.
Yeah.
It was current. You would see Will driving around in a red IROC Z with Prince,
C28
Prince on the front. Banging system.
Yeah.
You hear that shit,
you gotta
a
have the
block
banging
away.
system.
So this, Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince are half of pioneers. Not a whole pioneer, but they half of pioneers, especially in this market in Philadelphia. They did a lot. Jeff was a genius on the wheels. We a genius now on the wheels. An underrated producer.
Jeff is probably, as far as hip-hop, as far as DJs is concerned.
Indeed.
Top 10.
Come on now.
Top 10.
And this is an
Dead or
era
alive.
with Philly DJs with historically go up to New York and house
Dead or alive.
Between
Jeff
competition.
and Cash?
Yes.
Dead or alive?
Yes.
Dead or alive?
I feel like
hands down.
First of all, this is one of my favorite albums ever. Absolutely love this album. I feel like definitely Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff paved the way for a lot of Philly artists. Steady B, EST, like Cool C. I think, you know what I mean? I feel like the youngsters.
The youngsters.
You know, I feel like they paved the way for a lot of them. I mean, I remember seeing them riding around the neighborhoods back in the day.
Especially being popular.
I lived in West Philly and a couple blocks away from where Jazzy Jeff grew up. So yeah, I definitely remember them. Like it was a time that you loved hip hop,
right?
And for someone like that to be so huge and so close to home,
right,
made you feel like anything was possible.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's what happened
for
me.
And that's what I really. But the album was all about storytelling, and I absolutely loved it. Like it just went from. It was just a book from intro all the way to, you know what I mean? Like I loved it.
Back in the day, it was this narrative that Will wasn't hard. And I still, to this day, I don't fucking get it.
Right.
Because that hard shit didn't come until NWA came out.
Right.
Nobody was fucking hard. He was fucking 17 years old. He was talking about 17-year-old shit.
Yeah.
Getting fresh, getting fly, and going out and kicking it.
Right.
And rocking dope rhymes and fronting his dope-ass fucking DJ. A lot of niggas, y'all ain't here. Y'all ain't listen to this dude's lyrics. Fundamentally and lyrically, Will Smith was
Well, you gotta understand too. He was from Winfield, so nobody in Winfield is singing about, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Mike West.
Tribulations.
Shout out to Mike West.
What they were singing, what the Crips and Bloods was going through.
Nobody was.
Or you know what I mean? Like
nobody was.
No, nobody from Philly was. Nobody from New York was either. I can say that.
Nobody.
I can say that. You're right. But
we thinking hip hop is small and it's still starting to bubble. LA got it, but that whole shit just threw a monkey wrench in a lot of motherfucking shit.
yeah.
Not just him, but people in their minds. They just kind of, because his topic matter and the way he articulated himself, maybe he just wasn't as dope an MC.
Yeah.
I challenge that shit to this day.
It's so funny because when I hear newer cats today, it's so funny how I compare their rhymes to his first album. So when I hear somebody saying something like, I don't know, what Nicki used to do this shit a lot, like light, and then rhyme some dumb shit because like porcupine. Like it would be like something that had nothing. A had nothing to do with B. You know what I mean?
Listen, on some real shit. I mean, we still going to talk about Fresh Prince and everything like that, and I'm gonna give you my perspective. Jaden Smith, I fuck with.
Jaden Smith.
His son,
Jaden
I
nice.
fuck with.
Jaden is nice.
I fuck with. Yeah.
Nice.
That last album,
Nice.
that icon,
Look, I mean,
that icon, that record,
albums.
yo,
people don't fall too far from the
that
truth.
icon
That's all we
album
gotta
is
say.
fucking. That icon song, I am just an icon. That shit is
That shit
awesome.
was hot.
That was
You see
awesome.
when Will remade the video?
Yeah. That was
Yo.
fucking awesome. Shout out to Jaden
Yeah,
fucking Smith. But
yeah.
real shit, truth be told, I didn't fuck with Fresh Prince at all. I remember I used to hang out with this dude named Chris and his brother Mike.
Hold on.
And
Excuse me. Sorry.
you rolling out?
Bullshit.
I didn't. I can't sit there. Listen, we doing Rap Delites.
I'm sorry, I didn't either.
Listen, we are. Listen.
Thanks for coming out. God
Listen,
bless you.
listen here, Nate. Listen here. I'm gonna quote his wife,
Okay.
Jada Pinkett Smith. And Jada Pinkett Smith and Tupac, when they were in high school together, they did a video at like Donny Park or some shit, and they had like Parents Just Don't Understand, and you do little dances and stuff like that to the music and stuff like that. And they asked Jada Pinkett, I think she was on the Letterman show or some shit like that. And they like, did y'all used to listen to the Fresh Prince back then? He said no, we didn't listen to that. But that was the only song they had at Donny Park, you know what I mean? So that was the only thing we had equivalent to hip hop to listen to. I didn't. I can't say that I listened to this. I started fucking with the Fresh Prince when I saw the video for Brand New Funk. And I was like,
And that was
Sure.
nice.
okay.
That's
Right.
nice.
I was like, okay.
Come on now.
I was like, okay.
This one on.
I was like, no, that was the shit. I just had Brand New Funk on. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Right.
I didn't like. I mean, I saw the. Cause I used to watch videos. I saw the Parents Just Don't Understand. The Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble.
Yeah.
I saw it. It was like, all right. But Brand New Funk was like, it was on par with everything else.
Right.
What's going on?
Right.
That was
Yeah.
different.
I agree
Fast
with that.
forward
You know what I mean?
I agree
It
with
was
that.
on par with like
I
Parents
agree
Just
with
Don't
that.
Understand. It wasn't what Kid and Play was doing. It wasn't what
Nah, it wasn't.
Big Daddy Kane was doing. So it wasn't on par with what I wasn't on that frequency.
And just to clarify, I didn't
Hitting
fuck
the
with
mic.
Parents Just Don't Understand. That shit was like,
You sure you
Yeah.
didn't?
It
I don't
was-
know. I
yeah.
think you might have
It
been
was like,
listening
it
to
was
Power
alright.
Parents Just Don't
I
Understand.
wasn't checking for it, but that
It was Brand New Funk that set me
Right.
up. Yeah.
But it was the filler joints that don't never get no fucking play.
Okay. See, I didn't have the album.
Rock the House.
I didn't have the album.
Run Tell That. Rock the House.
Yeah, I didn't have.
The title cut from the album, Rock the House, that joint. As We Go, these filler joints, and then you got to think like
think I could
Lady
beat Mike
B,
Tyson.
who's from West Philly, who's from the fucking
Yeah.
hilltop,
No, that
who
actually
was an icon. Shout out to Lady B.
Shout out to Lady B. She's supposed
who
to be
was
coming back to
definitely
the
pushing.
waves.
Is she really?
I heard something
Who's
about
definitely
that.
pushing her West Philly brethren, and they was definitely on the waves, and it was right there.
Yeah.
And like back when you listen to albums top to bottom, like Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble was okay. You know what I mean? It was.
But that's all I was getting.
Right.
You a little bit older than me. You old. You know what I mean?
Somebody
You're a little bit older.
that?
No. Listen here. Listen. I love Ty.
You know what?
He a little bit older than me.
Okay.
He got a couple more years on me. So
Facts.
so what he was eating, I wasn't eating at the time. I had to. Yeah, I wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? I wasn't listening. I was getting my hip hop fix from the box. And from
And they was going with that commercial
videos
shit.
and
But
shit like that.
You're not
And
telling
that's-
me if you weren't listening to that and that wasn't on your repertoire. What were you listening to at that time? Because at that time, I'm telling you, like the state, it was that type of storytelling Like
I was listening to
he's
whatever
like
was
dancing.
out. But this album came out in '88. The Life and Times of Slick Rick, the Adventures of Slick
Right.
Rick came out at the same time. This ain't Slick Rick.
Right. And you
This
have
ain't Slick Rick.
But-
and on both albums
They were both telling stories.
Right.
But Slick Rick was raunchy.
and that's
He was,
that's
he
the
little-
influence
yeah.
on Will as an MC, because on both albums, Rock the House and He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper, you have Slick Rick influenced tracks, but it's what everybody was doing.
But
Yeah.
yes,
You had
what
to tell a
everybody's doing.
story.
Yeah,
Leaders
but
of the new
Slick-
school. Like,
That was
like
his
this is what
perspective.
everybody was
I know,
doing.
I get
But what I'm saying is, when he was on the same radar as those guys, it wasn't the same.
I
It
agree
wasn't
with
the
that.
same. It wasn't the same vibe. Like what Slick Rick was talking about. When Slick Rick was telling stories, it wasn't the same stories like parents just don't understand.
No.
Children's story and
it
all.
wasn't.
It was a little more. It was a little more.
And I'm a dirty little dude. I was a dirty little
Exactly.
dude. You know what I mean? I wanted
I give you
wanted
that.
to listen to stuff that with my mom. My mom would let me
scenario.
listen.
You
My
weren't-
mom
I
would
give
let
you
me
that.
listen to Fresh Prince
You
of
weren't
Bel-Air.
a fan
give
of
you that.
scenario. Like you weren't a fan of those type of songs.
What?
You-
Like
you
yeah.
were
But
scenario.
that
You
was
weren't-
that was
No, that's
totally
different.
different. That was a different
That's a
vibe.
little extreme.
That was a different vibe.
That's an extreme. Pull it back. Pull it back.
Listen, that was a different
Too much-
vibe.
too
But what
much
I'm
info.
saying is, look, we're going to deal with the same year, '88. Slick Rick, Jazzy Jeff. Parents just don't understand the children's story.
The Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
They were
versus that
two
album.
totally
Yeah,
different.
they were.
I could listen to parents
I
just don't
agree.
understand with my mom.
Yeah.
In the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? I couldn't listen to children's story, and I wanted to sneak.
No.
I wanted to hear some shit that nobody.
Right.
That I wasn't supposed to be. Like you could turn it on, and you wasn't supposed to be listening to it, and that's the way I felt about.
What's the track? The Indian.
Yeah, the little Indian girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
couldn't-
didn't want to
you
listen
couldn't
to
listen to
that. That crabs with spears and Indian drums going. Hey,
I played it for my mom though, just on
You
some
was just
adult
an
shit.
inappropriate ass dude.
I am.
Like,
I am. I'm disgusting. You know.
Lisa wasn't going for that shit.
Nah. My mom wasn't going for that. I was a
Yeah.
disgusting little. See, but I was hanging out with my uncles, and my uncles used to tell you little dirty jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like. So I had those. So that's what I wanted to listen to. So when Fresh Prince, then my uncles didn't fuck with Fresh Prince because they went to high school together.
So it wasn't more personal.
Yeah, it
for
wasn't
you.
personal for
because
me.
I
They
listened to
didn't-
Slick Rick.
What
I
I'm
listened
saying
to,
is,
like,
they didn't play
got
it around the house. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, but it was a more personal. For you, I feel like it was more personal because, like I said, you
It
and I
wasn't
could listen
personal.
to
I didn't
Slick
know
Rick
Will.
and Will Smith, not Will Smith, Fresh Prince. You know what I mean? Like and enjoy both of them at the same time. Where you just were like hands off Will Smith.
I didn't like
Brand New
no.
Funk is
I
something
like
like
brand new
kinda-
funk, and then after brand new funk, different shit that came along, I enjoyed. Where like I
Like
just
Kane and
no, I like
This
Kane.
was
I
always
like-
my shit. If you break it down, you listen to the title track from He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper. You listen to what this man. You listen to Rock the House from that album.
What about
the
the-
title
the
track?
girl that got a
Listen
mustache?
to his words. Listen to his to his rhime structure, syllabically, and how he sets up his rhyme, his word for word and bar
he was
for bar.
structured
Dude
like a-
was
like, look,
fucking bananas.
Once I started rhyming
right.
and learning the mechanics
That's
of that,
perspective.
then I had more respect for him.
Yeah.
that's how
but-
you
and-
that I think that set him bar raised higher than most people. Like the
Yeah.
way that he rhymed, the way like he literally sat and would write a story and rhyme it and it was
Cause he was better than Casanova. He was better than Casanova, definitely. Nah, I mean, what's that? But I fuck with Will. I fuck with Jeff, and then when Jeff got into the whole R&B stuff with a touch of jazz and started producing R&B records, I fuck
Yeah.
with Jeff. But I mean, it took me a while to warm up to Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, but they're still Philadelphia icons.
Mm-hmm.
I still love them for what they did. And then when Summertime came out,
Oh, that shook the world
that was a
because that was
it
global.
blew up. Yeah.
that was like
That was national.
yeah, that was like what the fuck.
Now I can't remember. Hold on. Was Big Willie style?
That came later.
Then
That was like-
Summertime?
No, that was later.
Okay,
That was when he
I feel
like
like
stepped
it-
off
yeah,
in
yeah,
Hollywood,
yeah,
like
yeah.
completely Hollywood.
I think that was the end of. That's when the trajectory for me kind of like went on a downward
Yeah,
slope with
yeah,
Will.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
That's when he
yeah.
became Will.
That was
That's when he was Will Smith, Big Willie style.
That's when he
was-
became
yeah, I
Will.
mean,
Uh-huh.
Because then he started. He was Hollywood. He was
He was
hanging out.
making
He had that
movies.
song.
That's right,
Remember he had that
that's
song
right.
Miami.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
kind
Miami.
of. Yeah,
Miami was
yeah.
hot.
I like Miami, but I didn't like the song.
like, yeah. Like even
Sometimes
Because,
you,
see-
you be losing me a little
See,
bit too.
see, but in retrospect, if I listen to the song now after being in Miami and seeing what he was well, I didn't see it on his level, but I understand now. Like that song was geared towards the Miami party scene. I was a kid in West Philadelphia. I never been to fucking Miami. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Was he doing Bad Boys around that time?
I don't know. I think so. I think
so.
so. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because everything it's got a rhyme.
Yeah.
I think my brother was living in Miami at the time.
Yeah, so in retrospect, like I'm like, okay, I can get it now because I've been to Miami. I done partied in Miami. I done smoked stogies on the beach and saw girls walking around in bikinis. I get it now. But when he came out with it, oh, this shit is garbage. You know,
I've
it's
seen
like when,
all of that myself,
it's reminiscent of when LL put out Going Back to Cali.
Yeah.
Like when I heard Going Back to Cali as a kid, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So.
Then you got
I'm like, this is trash. Like LL, what the fuck are you doing? Then now you like, okay, I get it.
God,
you know, bikini,
oh my
small,
God.
heels, tall. She said she liked the ocean. Like, okay, I get it. Cause he in Cali, like it's a whole different vibe out there.
Sex
and when you travel as an adult,
right,
you start to. I remember Pusha T was
come on now,
having a conversation with somebody. I think he was talking to Joe Buttons and them, and he was talking about how he used to shit on people like Too Short and all those dudes from the Bay.
Yeah.
All them dudes from the Bay, and how when he was a boy over here in VA, he liked New York shit. So when he watched the boxing, just like when he was a kid, we watched the boxing Too Short and E40, and then come on, you man, turn that shit the fuck off. You know what I mean? But he didn't fuck with it, and he said he did a party or did a show or something like that in the Bay, and then he went to a party, and he saw it.
Right.
When you live in the party,
right.
In that culture, like you go down south and you because they ain't playing that dumb shit.
I don't agree.
That you.
I agree. Because I was in West Philly, like regulator, mount up.
I feel you.
But
we talking about isolated. Everybody like isolated people.
Yeah.
Like people would put someone in a box like that. No pun intended, because you can't relate to it. You can't see it. But when you get into that environment, hip-hop culture envelops other cultures, coastal cultures. Because they do shit different in the Bay, the way they do it in VA, the way we do it in Philly, New York, etc. But that staple in hip-hop culture envelops all of these cultures, and it brings it home. Everybody's going to put their own fucking regional cultural spin and expression to the universal staple, which is hip-hop culture.
That's what makes hip-hop.
That's ground zero.
That's what makes the culture the culture. You know what I mean?
I do believe that you should have some type of relationship with it. It should speak to you in some sense. Like it's like I said, the storytelling, everything. But at the same time, for me, the ones that speak to me, they have a deeper meaning for like a deeper impact. But I do appreciate those other ones where, like I said, the lyrics are dope. The beat was just you know what I mean? I may not be from the Bay, but damn, I might like that.
These things help you grow as a woman. Help you put a spark in you. Say, damn, I wonder what it might be like in the Bay.
I go one day. I was and then a thing with me.
I ain't crip walking, but
then the thing with me, I was still rhyming at the time, so I looked at that as competition. So it was a competition thing. It was like, they can't fuck with me with rhyming. I don't like them. You know what I mean?
I carry that torch as well.
That's the way I was. That was the way I was. Like I can eat Too Short alive and rhyming. I don't want to listen to that shit. I was only looking up to people that were better than me.
Okay.
As far as rhyming is concerned.
It's a totally different aspect.
Yeah, it was a totally different aspect. It was totally different. But now in retrospect, I listen to Short shit. I've been like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it in. I'm like, I fuck with Short. I fuck with E40. I fuck with I fuck with the 2 Live crew.
Oh, yeah.
More than I fucked with them back then. I fucked with the videos.
Always did fuck with
I fucked with the videos.
I would have them taped. And later with
I fucked with the videos and the album covers.
You alluded to it earlier in regards to when artists, put out their first project, that is, a representative of what they know coming off their street. So they put out their first album. The album goes to different markets all over the world. So what does this dictate? That they got to go to these places and rock shows. So what is this? Now you on the road. Now you learning. You growing up and experiencing new shit on the road, performing that same shit when you was on the street. So now when you come time to put together a new album, your sophomore project,
it's on some different
your
shit.
Perspective is going to be different.
Yeah.
So guess who not going to be able to stomach that new you?
The
your fans.
Yeah.
They ain't grow with you. They grow in their own little space.
Yeah.
but they can't grow with you. This what the things that peeved me about Yasin. People wouldn't let him grow as a man. Oh, he got to put out an album. He got to put out another fucking album.
So I think that kind of touches base on this perspective we were talking about last week, but like Future. When I thought his album was born, and I was saying I would like to see him evolve and grow into something else. Like he's done that. He was one of the innovators of the
whole style
of rapping that he has put out now. And so now I kind of understand it a little bit more. He would lose his fan base in some crazy way if he went and tried to, I don't know, whatever, tried anything new. Who knows what the hell it would be. But you know what I mean? Tried anything new. So I don't know.
All right, we're going to take a little break. We be right back and we're going to expand more on this topic right here. Rap Delites. You know what I mean?
Rap Delites. Rap Delites. Rap Delites.
I gotta keep.
We never talked about the Grammy. What you call it? The how do you even get the Grammy?
Yeah, I mean that passed.
Yeah.
I gotta get one of those. Cause I'm an asshole. I don't fucking do that shit like around motherfuckers.
Ready, Sam?
Yeah.
You rolling?
We rolling.
Welcome back to Rap Delights. We were talking about the Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and then we were getting into like hip hop and regional hip hop and how perspectives change as artists and as consumers or fans, should I say, depending upon like your travels and everything like that. But we were talking about 2 Live Crew and how I didn't fuck with 2 Live. I fucked with 2 Live Crew. But I like the record covers. I thought I was a dirty dude.
The first 2 joints didn't have me. By the time they put out, like, and this is like every bit of 88. By the time As Nasty As They Want to Be, which was a double album.
Yeah.
He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper was the first hip hop double album. You know, coincidentally. By the time that album came out, 2 Live Crew, it was
how many cuts was on that fucking
That was their third album.
How many cuts was on there?
It was
a
enough.
Yeah.
That was their third album, so it made me double back to the prior 2. And that shit was it was like just sonically, productionally, even hip hop. And I got it that it wasn't New York. It was their perspective. That these dudes wasn't lyrical, but they didn't have to be because they were still giving enough of themselves to say, this shit is fucking dope. It was 88. It was the summer of fucking
like
88.
I love the City Girls. See, because I'm traveled now.
This nigga couldn't rhyme, Marquise.
I try. And the crazier
But he had a funny face.
The crazier thing about the 2 Live Crew is the motherfuckers wasn't even from Miami.
Nah.
Luke is from Miami.
Yeah.
They not from Miami. They just signed a Luke who was based in Miami, and then they pushed that culture.
Right.
But you gotta listen. You go down there, you gotta push that culture.
Right.
That culture is something to push. You know what I mean? That shit is, I love it.
I think it was, for me, it was more, I was shocked into liking it. It was like shock rap. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, because you never heard that. You're not supposed to be listening to it.
Did you hear
It was
that?
kind of dirty. It was kind of dirty.
It was like,
And they weren't talking about killing niggas, which was
like
more,
Playboy
it was
under my
more
mattress.
violent. They were talking about drive-bys and shit like that. They was talking about,
even though it's Stone Cold Killers in Miami,
sure.
they still wasn't talking about
But
that.
these dudes is talking about
Yeah.
the party.
Yeah, and that's
Pardon the
that's
ball.
what we were talking like I said with Pusha T and when you travel and people put out first albums, you put out first albums, you just hanging on the block, you doing your thing,
yeah.
and then
You become more.
You will
rural,
start. You
more
will go out an artist.
yeah, you're starting artists, but then
Yeah.
you put out, you go travel, you go and you go to Miami, you go to LA, automatically. You're going to Miami and you're going to LA. I don't give a fuck what artist you are. You're going to Miami and you're going to LA.
Coast to coast.
You know what I mean? You go to Miami, you're going to LA. And when you start hitting these places have got warm climates. Yeah. They got girls walking around in bikinis, girls walking around
Yeah.
all day, every day.
Are we serious right now? Like, I don't think that has anything to
I
do
think
with
that
it does.
putting out the second album.
Dudes, because dudes, that's a culture.
Even for a woman that's coming from the East Coast,
Listen,
where there's
niece,
4 seasons, if you go down there, you're like, damn, they doing this
Niece,
out here.
niece,
I don't know if you was affected by that.
Listen, listen.
Go ahead.
Case in point, me and Ty got a friend that we grew up with.
Woo!
Right? I'm not even gonna say her name. She know who I'm talking about. I'm not even gonna say her
You
name.
know who you are.
You know who you are. You know who we talking to. Janice Rossi. But you know, so she grew up in West Philadelphia, right around where me and Ty grew up around, right in the hood, right in the shit. She her daughter got of age and grew up and became an adult, and then she moved to Miami.
Okay.
She down in Miami on yachts, bikinis. Every pic on Instagram is a bikini pic. What hat? Why am I wearing a hat? Why am I wearing a hat?
Right.
Why am I wearing a sweatshirt?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Less is more.
I mean,
What does it have to do with anything?
That has to do with
within
the
culture.
That has to do with the perspective of
it's the mind.
culture. The streets reflect the culture,
It's
and the
the
culture
mind.
reflect the streets.
Okay, here's my
What's going on in the
Here's my thing.
streets?
That's a fact.
Like what's going like when niggas are wearing Timberlands in the summertime. That's a part of the streets
That affected what
that
was being
affected the
spoken
hip
about.
hop culture.
Okay, let me bring this back. Okay, we started this discussion about.
Yeah, we do.
We started this discussion about your first album is when you are in a place of comfort and you know what's around you, and you put out this album based on your current climate. We'll say. Okay?
Say no more, niece. Right. You're right. Say less. You're right.
After that.
Way to get us
After
back.
that first album hits, you become a little bit more worldly. You hit,
You start
you say
traveling, you start hanging out.
Miami, you hit the
Going to
LA,
different places,
you're going over to the UK.
Right.
That makes your second album, as you were saying,
Reflective of those experiences.
Yes. And you were saying it in almost a negative way that sometimes it may change. No, okay, I thought you were saying it it may change.
I think he was saying that his original fan base, the people that
Okay,
That
right,
artist.
right,
That
right,
artist.
right, right, right.
That artist.
fan base.
But
may
I
not be able to grow
believe
with you.
if you were a dope lyricist to begin with, you are taking all those new experiences and you are speaking to it on a higher level, and you are able to reference whatever it is that you have now gained, and you are making even hotter shit.
Here's the next point.
You are building your audience because
here's the
if
next-
you, as you guys said,
Here's the next point. That to piggyback off of mine and to piggyback off of yours. You're not wrong. You 100% right and exact.
I'm never wrong, baby.
Motherfucker. The dopest artists are able to do this.
Yeah.
Plenty of artists have gone beyond 2 albums.
Right.
I don't want to say that it's needless to say. No, because this shit got to be said.
Right.
Yeah.
All the more prominent artists who are able to take all of these experiences and their prior experiences and put these together and put out a different project. These kudos to them.
But you
But
always
many artists have spoken and they've said they have borne witness that they have come into that sophomore struggle. That they went, the more successful ones have be able to get over that hurdle.
But you also have, I mean, that's the artist. But you always gonna have motherfuckers that I don't fuck with.
Right, and this goes back to the fame.
How many motherfuckers you know that don't fuck with Jay-Z right now? Like they don't fuck with this new Jay-Z. They like Reasonable Doubt, but they don't fuck with this new Jay-Z.
It's not a lot.
Me. I'm not gonna fucking front.
It's people like
I'm not going along just
for
cause.
argument's sake. I'm
not going along just cause.
I'm not talking. I remember Drake had put up. I don't know if it was a tweet or he just something in the interview, and he was talking about he got tired of who Jay-Z talking about like art and stuff like that. He wanted that old street type of Jay-Z. You know what I mean? And this motherfuckers like that. Drake's an artist, and Drake's one of the prime culprits of traveling and taking that music and putting it in. He put out what was that Calypso fucking album he put out? He like that. He put out a whole like Calypso fucking album.
First of all, shout out to Massive.
Shout out to
Hanging out in Islands. But that's what you
hanging out with Riri.
Shout out to Masters, Belizeum, them girls.
Nah, man.
You was hanging out. You trying to court Riri?
Yeah.
That influence.
See what that's what I'm saying.
That was that influence.
See, but that happens. But everybody. See, but you got motherfuckers that ain't never been nowhere that listen to your albums like, I ain't fucking with that. I'm sorry.
Women are changing.
I ain't fucking with that. Motherfuckers that don't go. It's motherfuckers that don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Off the block.
They're off the block. That you put out an album that's talking about like they don't dance. I go to clubs. I dance.
Let's talk about how Jay. Let's talk about that new Jay shit. I can't remember the song up top where he's telling people about and it was big controversy. Everybody was talking about it when he was like, take the money out your ear, like everybody's wearing button, like you know what I mean, like.
Oh, you talking about off the last Jay-Z album?
Yes.
Oh, the John the OJ John, the OJ John.
Was that the OJ John?
Yeah, the OJ,
Yes, it was.
Yeah, the OJ John.
So
I'm not
many
black,
people.
I'm OJ.
Exactly. So many people. He completely stopped that bullshit. You ain't see nobody putting that money on their ears anymore.
See, but
he grew.
But that's a combination.
He's a grown man. Grown man respected it, and young bulls. You cannot.
See, but that's because Jay-Z
is. You just sold that to me.
Yeah.
You made it. You put it in a way to say maybe I should give it a second try.
See, but Jay-Z is a different animal because Jay-Z is a combination of popularity and dope ass lyrics.
Yeah.
Popularity and dope ass lyrics.
And relevant.
And money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Young boys look at him and say, this nigga's got it. Look at this chick.
His relevance.
They look at him, they look at everything that he incumbents,
right.
And then listen. Everybody ain't Jay-Z. Everybody can't say that shit that he said and be able to let that shit fly.
No, and I agree.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
And look at what he's doing with Meek Mills, with this
form and everything.
And was it Robert Kraft? That right there
and now taking
is
on the 21
enough
Savage,
to say that relevance and that importance and responsibility. I don't want to say just in the black community, but in American culture, heavy air quotes. That's fucking responsibility and relevance to say now I'm fucking interested.
Because for me, it's about time.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody fucking stand up.
It's about time. This is something I'm not going to say that I'm not mad at where we are right now, but I wish someone in his position would have stepped up a long time ago.
See, but it wasn't nobody in his position.
I think it's right. I think it's on time.
I don't agree.
Not hip hop. Only person you had in his position that to do something like that comes from where he comes from is Diddy and Dre. Diddy ain't gonna do it.
No. Dre doesn't have the voice.
Yeah, Dre doesn't have the voice to do it. Dre's a producer at his core.
Right.
He doesn't have the voice to do it. So Russell wasn't going to do that shit.
They threw some dirt on Russell.
Russell wasn't going to do that shit.
Russell conformed. He became Mr. Holistic, and you start.
Yeah, but Russell wasn't going. Russell don't have the voice. Russell had the money. Yeah, but you can't tell them niggas what to say necessarily. Not all the time. I mean, it rules everything, but he couldn't.
I don't think Russell was in
Jay-Z as an artist.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I just think that these people did not want to step up to the plate.
Yeah, they didn't want to step up to the plate.
Towards identifying themselves,
I don't think it was
pushing any type of black agenda
and
because it would hurt their current.
And on top of that, Russell, Diddy, Dre weren't criminals. They were. Jay-Z is a no. He goes on the record as saying I was a criminal. I did crime. I'm sure Dre and them weren't squeaky clean dudes, but they never went on the record that said I sold drugs for a living. You know what I mean? Diddy never said that. I'm sure Diddy did shady shit. I'm sure Dre did shady shit. I'm sure Russell did shit. But none of them niggas ever did it. They never went on a record that said I did crime for a living and I'm living up to it.
No, but
so Jay-Z is somebody but listen, Jay-Z for somebody that's actually went on record and said that, he's the perfect person to sit up there and take that kind of a stand and be able to say, listen, I did this shit. The shit is wrong. We need reform. You know what? That's why I think Jay-Z's the person to be able to say. If Diddy went out and said it, like, who the fuck? Yeah, I mean, you ain't never just. Your hands ain't dirty.
To add on to
everybody
that,
wants somebody with dirt on their uniform.
That in regards to what you were saying, like why hasn't nobody? And the points that you make, they are relevant points, and they matter.
Absolutely.
Why hasn't no one stood up at this point when this was going on? For whatever reason, they didn't, to protect their shit. They keep they don't want to
vested.
They wanted to keep their head in the sand, et cetera, protect their interests, whatever. I think this right here and the things that are going on right now are right on time. We can't worry about what motherfuckers didn't do when.
Yeah, and
let's concentrate on, and not to say you harping on that.
Right.
Let's just focus on what's going on right now and support these to learn everything that there is to know about these issues that's going on right now, and support what's going on right now, and applaud these men who are standing the fuck up, and say that and basically shaking the fucking the covers, the sheets, to say to us to get the fuck up.
Yeah.
Stop going with this status fucking quo and listen to these rap ass niggas, because all of them don't mean us no good shit.
Yeah, and
that's a fucking example.
I love what Jay is doing. I love what he did with the Khalif Brawler documentary.
God, that was...
the Trayvon Martin documentary is coming out.
Yeah.
And I love what he's doing. See, but he's empowered to like, Diddy still got to fucking deal with Clive. Dre still got to deal with Jimmy Levine. You know what I mean?
Jewish Central.
They still got to deal with these people that don't necessarily have our best interests at hand.
Never.
Only to exploit.
Only to exploit us. So they still. So I mean, I love the fact that Jay, hey, like listen, we billionaires between me and my wife. Do what the fuck I want.
But it's time. Though,
you know what I mean? I do what the fuck I want.
It's
you know what I mean? But when you ain't.
Because how many of their friends and family that they lost in Rikers?
See, but all of those dudes is a lot of them dudes is scared to do that, because a lot of them,
and that's what's wrong with the
guys like Dre.
They have so much fear now.
Guys like Dre came from poverty. Guys like Jay-Z came from poverty. Guys like, Diddy Pop was in some shit or whatever like that. He wasn't necessarily impoverished, but he still was from the streets,
right?
Whatever like that. These guys are so, and you know, everybody went through shit with bills and everything like that. You know what it's like to, like, the money ain't there. You know what I mean? And then these niggas look at people like Hammer, who went broke. You know what I mean? And they don't want to end up like that. But I think Jay-Z was in a prime position.
First of all, brother, Hammer went broke because he paid all of Oakland.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He still went broke. He still was the largest.
The parachute pants cost.
He still was the largest hip hop artist in the world.
Silk made out of actual parachute.
He still was the largest hip hop artist in the world, and he broke. You know what I mean? So when you see shit like that, you're a lot more cautious with how you move or whatever like that. But Jay is in a position, especially when he merged with the Beehive and Beyonce. He's in a position now like, listen, fuck y'all. You know what I mean?
Right.
He can say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's great. You know what I mean? That we got somebody out there like that can say that, and that's in a position to say that.
Position.
You know what I mean?
Always that's the word of this moment is position. That it's always been, brave MCs or brave artists.
Yeah.
Paul Robeson said that every artist has the responsibility to speak to their time. Every artist has a responsibility, no matter what medium it is that you express yourself, you have the responsibility to speak to your community, your time, your nation, etc.
Yep.
Nina Simone echoed this. And then this is
shout out to Nina Simone. Paul
it's prominent footage of her
stating over here. Teach brother.
About it.
Teach brother.
That every artist, no matter what, has the utter responsibility to speak to their time. It comes back to position, right on time. There's always been hip hoppers and MCs, brave souls and brave brothers from our communities, respectively, from coast to coast, who have spoken, who have had the balls and the courage to speak, but they just didn't. They lacked the position in the timing.
Yeah.
I don't think that they are those brothers and those sisters are thumbing their nose at what Jay-Z is doing right now. They're fucking applauding.
Yeah.
Because it's about time.
And they're gearing up to pursue to support this.
Because a lot of people they've been waiting.
Right. Come
You
on
know what
now.
I mean? They've been waiting for that. You know what I mean? From him particularly.
Yeah.
They've been waiting. You know what I mean? Especially with his whole like Jay Electronica connection and
Yeah.
everything like that. They've been waiting for that from Jay. So you know what I mean?
We've had a lot of conscious rappers through the years whose messages
Who've been blackballed.
Have gone on deaf ears. But first of all, a lot of people they weren't gravitating to that. They weren't listening to it
Because they were blackballed too. Everybody was on some conscious shit and what in that era. Drug dealers was pumping Public Enemy.
Listen, I remember in the 80s walking around and seeing drug dealers on the corner with "Don't Do Drug" sweatshirts on.
That counts for something.
The disrespect is so real.
The "Don't Do Drug" sweatshirts on.
But no, I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? But
I did this for my 5th grade graduation.
Oh my God, like the Rosie Perez shit.
Like I literally bought 2 speakers. My brother was a DJ and we did this. From the fucking drummer.
Crazy.
What?
But
Yo.
that
I may be 21, but I know my stuff, right?
21. All right. We're gonna wrap up the show. Thanks for everybody to watch and everything like that. It's a dope show. Shout out to the host right here. You gotta listen. We're gonna take this down right here.
Hey!
Look at this. Beautiful people over here. Beautiful people. I'm just a narrator. You know what I mean? I'm just a narrator. You know what I mean?
Happy Savior's Day.
You know what I mean? So we check y'all next go round. All right?
I want to send we want to send a shout out to
Freeway.
Philly
Freeway. Shout out to Philly Freeway, man. Get well
Speedy
soon,
recovery.
brother. Speedy recovery.
Definitely.
Everything,
Talk
man.
about Philly legends.
Listen.
You are one.
Freeway
So
is definitely a fucking.
Yes,
that
he is.
fucking
Yes, he is.
Severus package, bro. Yo, we need another. What was that? Who was that brother he did it with?
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, before we even get out of here, fuck you.
we ain't letting y'all leave.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We gotta get that album out there. You know what I mean? But I know Freeway had a bunch of new shit or whatever like that.
Shout out to Free.
Yeah, but it's a dope ass fucking album, and Ty's not helping me out.
I'm blank.
Right,
like I'm
right,
stuck.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
like
happens.
glassy
That's what
face.
happens when you had too much peyote.
How
You
many
know what I mean?
albums does he have?
He has a lot of like
His
mixtape.
rotations catalog
Jake
is
one.
ridiculous.
Jake one.
Jake
Freeway
one.
Jake one.
Jake
Yeah.
one, I should know.
Yeah.
I'm TSK one.
Yeah. So shout out to Freeway. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Rap Delites, Toski, Miss Smith. We catch y'all next go round. Peace.
Peace.
Rap Delites. Rap Delites.